Hey, what's up everybody? It's Michael Montgomery, the broker with Renzo Real Estate here in Calgary, Alberta. And today we are talking about building rapport with real estate agents, with your peers. It never ceases to amaze me why some of us think we need to be fighting and we need to have these hard-nosed negotiations. That very rarely leads anywhere that will benefit you and your income or your buyer and your seller. It pays both for you personally and for your client. You're doing your client a disservice if you're actually fighting. It pays for you personally and it helps your client if you're in rapport and helping put deals together with the other agent versus fighting with the other agent. So let's get a few tips on how we can best do this. Number one, it comes down to when you book the showing. If you book the showing recklessly, or if you're rude and book it within 2 hours notice, it comes across as either you don't know what you're doing or you're just rude and reckless. So for that reason, make sure you're booking the showing, giving lots of time for the listing realtor to request that showing of their seller. Make sure that you put in the request, make sure you use please and thank you. These are the most basic things, but oftentimes we forget to do that with each other in the industry. So make sure that you're using these very, very basic but polite nature and ways of doing things with please and thank you. You're booking with lots of time in advance. I recommend minimum 24 hours in advance to make sure everyone has lots of time. It's also good to have your buyers in the habit of booking showings with you at least 24 hours in advance, just to make sure that they don't send you a quick text message and say, hey, I want to go see this one. But that's a video for another day. So when you're booking the showing, make sure you're saying please and thank you. Make sure you're giving lots of time. Number two, when you're going through the showing, so you've booked it, they've agreed to let you go through, make sure that you're careful as you're going through the home. This is for the seller and for the buyer's case, but make sure that you're locking the doors, you're turning off the lights. If there's any issues, they're going to go back to their listing realtor and they're going to say, what the heck? And then the realtor is going to call you and you're going to get off on a bad foot. So make sure that you're taking care of the property. And these again are basic things, but they're things that can be overlooked in the real estate industry. So now let's say, okay, you're interested, your buyer's interested and they want to write an offer. Now this is when it's really important that you start to really build some rapport. If you've booked the showing improperly or you've been careless as you've gone through the property, it's probably not going to be a great first interaction. So make sure those two boxes are checked off. Now what you do, make sure that you call the real estate agent. Don't just text them, don't just send them an offer with an email and say, here's your offer. Call them, ask them how their day's going. This is building rapport. This is going through the Ford steps: family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. You're building rapport, you're having small talk with them. How's their day going? How's the listing going? Tell them that you have an offer very likely coming in for them. What's important to your seller? What are they looking for a possession day? You're starting to build this rapport and you're starting to have conversations with them. Make sure you do ask them again, like right off the start when I said, make sure you ask them how their day's going. All of these sort of things. So you're not just saying, here, I'm going to throw you an offer and you're going to accept it. You're actually trying to build a friendship and think of that other person like your best friend, because they are partially in charge of if you get this deal done. They're partially in charge of your income. So treat them like they're your best friend. If you're a listing realtor and a buyer's realtor is bringing you an offer, that person should be your best friend because they're actually helping to put this deal together for you. So you're working together. Make sure you have that mindset that I'm working with the other person, not against the other person. So you've had this conversation. You tell them that you're looking forward to working with them on this transaction. With them. I'm looking forward to working with you on this. And then you go, you write the offer, you send the offer to them over email very likely. Make sure you send them a text message. Hey, did you receive the offer? Really looking forward to working through this with you. If it by chance is on the lower end or there's some tricky clauses in there, make sure you put that right in the email and you say, look, I understand this might be a little bit on the lower end. If you can get me a counter, hopefully we can find some overlap. Hopefully we can find some mutual ground. Make sure that that is put in there, because if you just send them an offer and it's bad, it's a low offer, you're going to probably get a pretty negative response. So make sure that you text them. And now you start moving through negotiations. So as you start to move through negotiations, try to do as much of it as you can on the phone, or in person doesn't really occur anymore, but if you can do it on the phone or through a video email or something like that where your actual voice is being transmitted back and forth, this is really important because a lot can be picked up on the voice and how you're going about having this negotiation. If they're bringing you a counter, make sure that you're a little bit more on the quiet end and you're receiving. You say, okay, that's great. Okay, I understand. Let's see if we can put this together. And still always remembering that you're on the same team. I use the word quite often. I let them know, hey, I'm really really hoping we can put this together. I use the word mutual purpose quite frequently. So we have this mutual purpose, both listing realtor and buyer's realtor, to put this deal together. So mutual purpose, same team, great words that you can use during the negotiation, and try to be very understanding. Of course, if they have a seller or a buyer that's coming on them and trying to really get the price up or down, and then you have the same thing. So you have to act as a buffer in order to work through this. So you've done it, you've put it together, you send them an email, say thanks for the great negotiation. Okay, so you're off to a great start here. Now during conditions, make sure that you guys continue to be in rapport as you move through conditions. You're texting them, you're giving them updates, you're saying thanks for the update, you're saying thank you for the condo docs, looking forward to the home inspection, all of these sort of things. So you're staying in rapport just like they're a client, because that person is between you and your commission and your buyer's home or your seller getting their home sold. So make sure that you are in rapport as you move through conditions. Once conditions are waived, great, awesome. As you start to move towards possession, make sure you're lining everything up, giving lots of time, you're being respectful, you're calling them on the phone, you're sending them emails, you're texting them, whatever that looks like. And then afterwards, once everything's closed, everything's done, make sure that you send them a note and let them know, thank you so much, it was great working with you, looking forward to working with you on the next one. And then you're in rapport with that agent. You go write them an offer the next time, or they bring you an offer, and that deal is going to go a lot more smooth. So that is actually helping your buyer and your seller. Being in rapport with that agent, a lot of times people think that they have to sit there and dig their heels in the ground and just be a rude, hard negotiator. That's not negotiation, and that is actually harming your chances. In most cases, that's harming your chances of getting a deal done, which is actually hurting your buyer and or your seller. So make sure you're in rapport with the agent, starting from booking the showing right after possession. Thank you so much for listening to this one. We'll talk to you later.